At over £39,000, the VW Passat GTE certainly isn't a cheap option to buy, but is it more practical than the eGolf I recently tested? Unlike the eGolf, the Passat is a hybrid with both a 1.4 litre petrol engine and electric motor, so range would be less of an issue than the Golf. Also unlike the Golf, the charging port is at the front of the car, which can make it more awkward for bays with reverse parking, as the lead can be limited in length. Once you unplug the car and disconnect from the charging point, you can see a summary of the electricity used and the car's ready to use. It doesn't charge well on the standard 13 amp plug, but this dedicated 7 kilowatt charger works fine. Having owned a Passat for the last 10 years, the one thing they're known for is the huge load capacity. Probably due to the batteries and switchgear, the GTE boot space is disappointing. There is some room beneath the floor, but this is taken up with the charging cables and the height of the boot floor is reduced. Rear legroom has always been one of the strengths of the Passat. Fortunately, that's still just as generous and makes long distance travel as a passenger very comfortable. Pop open the bonnet and you'll see the electrical switchgear to the right hand side of the engine with the motor beneath. Also to the left, the standard petrol engine and normal components around that. From the driver's seat, the GTE is much the same as any other Passat, with controls easily to hand. The car is started with a start-stop button, which is quite disconcerting in an electric car when you're used to petrol or diesel engine sound. Press the button and it's quite unclear whether anything's actually happened. It's only when you check the dashboard and centre display that you see the car has actually started up. It's also quite a strange sensation putting the car into drive and it starting to move forward completely silently. There's no sound at all from the motor as the car begins to move. I've not been able to fully test the Passat GTE on the road, but according to the VW specs, it can go up to 34 miles just using the electric motor and achieve speeds of 80 miles an hour, obviously where legal, and can manually be switched between full electric or hybrid, or be left to automatically choose the best option. I'm really impressed with the Passat GTE. It seems a much more sensible, logical option, certainly for the sort of driving I do. The only problem with this one is the large price tag, but in terms of practicality, I can see the Passat being a very viable option.